Hey all, it's Paul and Natasha from Nomadic-AF. Today we want to talk about some alternative places to vacation aside from the United States. As we all know right now, not a good time for Canadians or Europeans or really anybody to go to the U.S.
Yeah.
It's just too dangerous, it's too unpredictable, and Trump's ICE and immigration are creating too many
Nobody
problems.
wants to deal with that.
Nobody wants to deal with it.
So we do recommend Mexico a lot to people that don't want to travel to the United States. It's a fraction of the cost. If you already have a passport, great. It's easy to get to with direct nonstop flights. There's tons of culture. We just love Mexico and we recommend it a lot.
Mexico wants people here, whereas apparently the United States does not want you, or they would not be arresting you for no reason at the border.
Yeah, and Mexico thrives on tourism, so they
Right.
do want you.
So let's look at some places where Canadians and Europeans visit in the United States, and let's give some alternatives in Mexico. So let's get to it.
Yeah. So one of the most visited places by Canadians is Disney World in Orlando, and I'm not sure why. I mean, I am sure why, but it's expensive, it's overpriced, it's done to death.
It's in Florida. Like, you're in Florida. Like, I'm sorry, I was born and raised in Florida. Why wouldn't go there for $1 million?
But there are alternatives in Mexico that are just as good or better.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's not the Disney experience, because if you're a real diehard Disney person, nothing's going to
satisfy your craving.
No.
Yeah.
But if you just want to go have fun and visit some theme parks, Mexico has that, especially in the Yucatan. Mexico has Xcaret, they have Explore, they have Ventura Park, all in the Yucatan. And while it's not Disney, it's also like a fraction of the cost. You have better food. You have the Caribbean Ocean just 2 minutes away from you.
1,000 different entertainment options.
There are so many little theme parks and water activities and adventure sports in the Yucatan.
And cenotes and ruins.
Right.
And
if Orlando and Disney is your thing and you're too worried about going to the United States right now, which you really should be, look at the Yucatan. Look at some of these parks in the Yucatan. You could visit 5 different parks in the Yucatan for the cost of a trip to Disney without the lines, without the hassle, and without being around Floridians. Sorry.
Floridians? Okay.
All right, a lot of times Canadians and Europeans will visit the U.S. Pacific coast. And it is beautiful, and there's all kinds of things to do. But with all these tariffs and everything right now, why spend your dollars in the U.S. when Mexico has just as beautiful Pacific coast all the way down?
It's so beautiful.
We've been from the north to the south on the Pacific, and anything you want to do in California, you can do on Mexico's Pacific coast.
For a fraction of the cost.
The fraction of the cost. The food's better. It's cheaper. The people are so much nicer.
And there's any vibe you want too. You can go to Puerto Vallarta and have a party scene. You can go to Escondido and do skydiving and surfing. There's literally anything that you want.
Any water sports you can do on the Pacific coast of the U.S., you can do in Mexico.
Yeah.
Great deep sea fishing, great water sports, great surfing. And Canada, they want Canadian dollars, right? Whereas the United States, obviously,
does not.
They're not a good partner for you right now for vacation.
Yeah. Another place that Canadians and Europeans really like to go to in the United States, and for a good reason, is the Grand Canyon. If you're looking to connect with nature,
hike, whatever.
It used to be a good spot, but it is a little overrated. It's overcrowded, overpacked, and you're not going to get the connection with nature that you're wanting.
And now that Trump has basically fired all of the park wardens and all of the people that work for the parks, you're not going to have a very good experience.
There's no one to control the wildlife. There's no one to pick up the trash or put out the forest fires.
Save your dollars. Do not spend them in the U.S. because they don't want them, apparently. But bring them down to Mexico. Mexico has tourist attractions that are very similar to the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, Cooper Canyon, for example.
The same things as the Grand Canyon. You've got the train rides through the canyon. You've got the water. You've got the hiking and
Camping.
And all the wildlife. Everything that you can get at the Grand Canyon, you can get in Cooper Canyon.
Yeah.
A fraction of the cost, a fraction of the lines, a fraction of the hassle, and they want you there.
They want
another.
You
what
there,
is it?
yeah. Sumidero Park. Yeah.
Canyon. I mean, they've got 3,000-foot cliffs down to the river, whitewater rafting, boat rides, wildlife.
I've seen pictures. It's
gorgeous. It's beautiful.
Yes.
And like I say, Mexico wants you to be here, whereas Americans obviously now don't want your tourist dollars.
Yeah, if you're looking to stargaze, connect with nature, camp, just get any kind of solitude with a beautiful vista behind you,
check out Mexico.
Check out Mexico.
Skip the States. They don't want your money.
So Canadians and Europeans also really like to go to New York City in the United States.
Understandably,
yeah,
it's kind of
they're
cool.
looking to get a big city vibe, but it's overpriced, overhyped, and the people there just aren't that welcoming
at all. Yeah, and again, the U.S. if they're going to place tariffs on everybody, why bring your dollars there? Take them somewhere that appreciates you and your money and will treat you with respect.
Yeah, so if you're looking for arts and culture, you're looking for the big city life, you're looking for food, you're looking for just general all-around entertainment, go to Mexico City.
Mexico City's awesome. I mean, for the longest time, we thought, oh, it's dangerous, it's so big, it's so intimidating. And we went a few years ago and loved it. I literally just booked tickets today to Mexico City for 10 days.
Yeah, I love Mexico City now. We go as often as we
can. If you want nightlife, if you want shows, if you want high-end food, I mean, Mexico City has
Michelin
star rated restaurants and James Beard awarded restaurants.
Yeah, they've got some really great architecture.
Great museums. Any museum you can find in New York, you can find in Mexico City, and even more so, the anthropological museum and the cultural museums.
Yeah, I think that's one of the best in the world.
Yeah, I mean, we've been to both New York City and Mexico City. I would go to Mexico City in a heartbeat.
Yeah, we just had Taylor Swift recently.
Yeah, but
I know,
whatever. But it has
shows.
as much culture. I would say it has more culture than New York City. It's got the plays, as everything you're looking for in New York City, you can get in Mexico City. In addition to tacos and street food, which is infinitely better than New York City.
Another place that tourists like to go in the United States is for ecotourism, Yellowstone National Park. And I've been there, and it is overcrowded. And this was probably 15 years ago, so I can only imagine now. But right now, also, the United States is facing a lot of budget cuts, so it's not going to be as well staffed and well maintained.
Staffed at all. Nobody's picking up trash. Nobody's like taking care of tourists. It is.
It's bare bones.
Bare bones. So in Mexico, they have Huasteca Potosina.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same. It's tons of wildlife, big open areas, like waterfalls, rivers. I mean, and no crowds. I mean, if you've seen Yellowstone, cars bumper to bumper to bumper to bumper. Another one is the Parque Nacional in the Sierras.
Yeah.
I mean, all the same wildlife, bears and like rivers and waterfall. Anything you can do in Yellowstone, you can do in either of these two parks.
Yeah.
Chiapas also has parks like this with these giant
canyons and rivers
and rafting and everything. Like, if you've always wanted to get out in nature in Yellowstone and you don't want to travel to the States right now, Mexico has all this. They have multiple.
Mexico has a ton of options for you to choose from.
At a fraction of the price. Yeah. All right. Another very popular tourist destination for Canadians and Europeans is Las Vegas, inexplicably for me because I don't see the value, but if you love Vegas, if you love the gambling, the shows, the food, Mexico's got all that.
Yeah, for example, like Cancun, the hotel zone, you can find all-inclusive resorts, tons of casinos, live entertainment, insane nightclubs that you would not catch me dead in, but people that want to go to Vegas would absolutely love. Cirque du Soleil, that kind of thing.
And you don't need Spanish. That's
and
the thing.
their sand is actually on the beach.
Yeah, it's not just a fucking acres of deserted sand. There's a beach attached to it, the Caribbean.
Yep.
And you don't have to worry about Spanish because in Cancun, pretty much everybody speaks English anyways. So the language barrier isn't even there. So if you're after all of this stuff, like the casinos and the gambling, even CDMX, even Mexico City has high-end casinos.
And both Mexico City and Cancun have international flights very close to them, so you can just hop on a nonstop flight directly there for your trip.
Right, and if you wanted to do both, a flight between Mexico City and Cancun is like $20.
Yeah, it's nothing.
Take them both in and figure out which one you like more than Vegas.
Yeah, for next year.
Yeah, exactly, because it ain't going to get better in the States in the next year or two.
Yeah,
so
probably about 4.
Hopefully, just 4 years. Another alternative to the U.S. in Mexico is wine country. I know a lot of Canadians and Europeans
love their wine.
Love visiting wine country, whether it's California's wine country, New York's Finger Lakes, or wherever it is. And a lot of people don't know Mexico has award-winning wine regions. They produce a lot of really good wine.
Absolutely.
And they have the same kind of tours and everything that you would get in New York or in California's wine country.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the best places in Mexico, I mean, there's dozens and dozens and dozens, but is Valle de Guadalupe, and they produce about 70% of Mexico's wine. They have 150 wineries.
Award-winning wineries.
Award-winning wineries that, you know, you can do the tours. You're not going to be missing out on any of that, but it's just a great time.
It really is, and it's a fraction of the cost. You get better wines.
The same cool climate that wine is produced in.
Right, the same climate, but better food, better pricing, better people, and Mexico's not hitting you with tariffs. Another great wine region is the Parras de la Fuente, and they have the oldest winery in the Americas. So when the Spaniards came over, that was one of the first places they started, and it's been continuously creating award-winning wines.
Yeah, buy some wine and ship them home and don't pay tariffs on
I mean, you're better if wine is your thing. Mexico has so many great wine regions, and you can even combine your wine tours with mezcal tours or tequila tours.
Or even coffee tours. We make a lot of good coffee beans here, and you can do the farms there too.
Anything you can do in California wine country, you can do in Mexico's wine country.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So another place that I have no idea why is a really huge spot for Canadians and Europeans to visit is Florida beaches. Again, I don't know why, but
as someone that grew up in Florida and visited Florida beaches, there is absolutely nothing special going on in Florida.
Yeah, come to Mexico. You've got the same coastline, the same water, sometimes even better.
Even better because we have the Caribbean.
We have the Caribbean, for snorkeling and stuff like that.
Yeah, right. So if Florida beaches are your thing, Florida is overpriced. It's trashy. The weather's not as, I mean, if you're used to cold, great. The warm weather is great, but we've got that down here too.
We got that down here.
And we have Isla Holbox, we have Isla Mujeres, we have the Cancun area, we have the Caribbean, the Gulf.
Yeah, Tulum, Holbox, Bacalar, Playa del Carmen.
You can tour the whole Yucatan, which has the exact same water or better as Florida. Better beaches, less expensive, fewer rules. You're not going to have people coming around telling you to put your cigarette out or turn your music. You can enjoy yourself as opposed to Florida where...
Yeah, for a fraction of the cost.
Yeah, for a fraction of the cost, and the food is so much better. I mean,
if you're looking for an all-inclusive too, you'll find
you can do all-inclusives too if that's your thing. Yeah, so skip the Florida beaches, especially Florida's a big supporter of all these tariffs and everything. Why would you bring your money down there and spend it
Yeah.
when Mexico, you can spend half the money and they would appreciate it 10 times more?
Yeah.
Speaking of Florida, another very popular destination for Canadians is Miami. Now, as someone who grew up in Miami, Miami is a different animal than Florida. It is totally different than the rest of Florida. So, our suggestion for Florida may not really work for Miami if Miami is your thing. But we do have some very similar alternatives to Miami here in Mexico.
My top pick would be Puerto Vallarta. It's on the Pacific coast. It's extremely gay friendly. It's family friendly. English is spoken widely. In some places, they don't even take pesos. They only take US dollars or Canadian dollars, which, whatever. But they have a giant malecón that you can walk and stroll. Really beautiful beaches.
All kinds of water sports,
yeah. Surfing, whale watching.
Partying. They have tons of partying.
They have a huge party scene.
Club scene going on. And like I said, again, Miami is in Florida, and they do support these tariffs and everything being placed on Canadians and Europeans.
Yeah, it's very red.
Puerto Vallarta, the vibe is the same. My God, even some of the architecture looks the same as Miami. It's that like 80s
you would know.
Technicolor vibe. But it's a great place. I love Vallarta, and it really does have a lot of similarities to Miami. So maybe get out of that Miami funk and come on down and check out Vallarta.
Yeah. For the next one, we're going to be talking to the golfers.
Not us.
Not us, no. But if you're into golfing or the luxury health and wellness spa type areas, like you normally go to Palm Springs, Scottsdale, or just California for golfing, there are a lot of really good options in Mexico that you may have never considered before.
Yeah, Mexico has some world-renowned golf resorts. Like in Cabo San Lucas, John Nicholas has a golf course there that's very highly rated. It's very high-end. If your spouse is into the wellness or they want to go to the spas while you golf, they have all that. Luxury foods, luxury accommodations, world-class golfing. I mean, in Seda, they have the Baja Golf Club, another highly rated golf club with luxury resorts, luxury spas, luxury food. I mean, if that is your thing,
if Lux Life is what you're looking for in your vacation, go to Baja California.
Yeah, Baja California or Baja California, sir.
Absolutely.
World-class golfing. There's golfing all over Mexico.
Yeah,
But if you're into that desert scene with the wellness spas and everything, Baja California and Baja California Sur have all of that.
With the ocean at your footsteps.
Right there. So, and the food is better. Everything's less expensive. And they cater to a higher end tourists than, say, like Palm Springs or whatever.
For sure.
Yeah. So check it out. No matter what you like to do in the States when you vacation, Mexico has it. You've already got a passport. You've already got the money to travel.
It's cheaper.
It's cheaper. Like, broaden your horizons a little. Like we say, the U.S. does not want you there. If they're going to place these tariffs and if they're going to stop people at the borders and incarcerate them, why even bother flying through it? Get on a nonstop flight right to Mexico. You have
waiting here for you.
all these same things you do in the States, you can do in Mexico, but better.
But better.
Right.